Oh, my hearties, a very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue. Welcome, 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 I say, to our Saturday night. 9 o'clock sharp, nothing else, me, you know. And it's Saturday, the 13th of January, 2024. Happy New Year if I haven't seen you all. And lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, I hope you got all the reminders that we are actually live. How amazing is that? Hey, Scottie. Dinky-Doo, Sarah, how lovely to have you with us. This is just wonderful. I'm just going to see who we've got with us. Ryan has just joined us. How fantastic is that? Welcome, 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 I say, Ryan. Lovely to have you with us. And a massive, massive Dinky-Doo from me, Scottie McClue. How amazing is that? So there you go. Lovely to have everybody with us on this Saturday evening. Kareem says, Scottie, it's yourself. Hello. Lovely, Kareem. I love that Scottish thing. Oh, it's yourself. Yes, indeed. Who did you think it was, you know? Oh, that evening from the Northumberland Pipers. Now, Ryan, I love the Northumberland Pipers. Also, I love the Northumbria Pipes. Yes, I can go back to the days of Billy Pig. Yes, check that one out. There you are, the Northumbria Pipes. How amazing is that? Wonderful. And I used to play them on my radio show. So a very good evening to the Northumberland Pipers. I'm from Wooler, says Michelle. Michelle, I love it. Wooler. I had a friend who used to be the vicar of Wooler. So there you are. That's going back some time, though. And we love Wooler and Rothbury as well, of course. I'm from Kelso, says Ryan. Ryan, have you and I not spoken before? We love Kelso, Floor's Castle. Yes, indeed. Hello, everybody. Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. It's David. David's joined us. Excellent, David. It's my birthday, says Chelsea. Happy birthday, Chelsea. We love it. Fantastic. That's great that we've got the Borderers watching as well tonight. How lovely is that? Lovely to have you with us. It's your wee Scottie. It is indeed. Do you still do the lattice slices? Yes, the vegetarian lattice slice in a rich chicken sauce. Our best seller at McClue's Pies. Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue. I tell you. Thoughts on Armadale? Well, Aaron, it's just a beautiful part of the world. Are you talking Armadale up on the west coast on the islands? Or are you talking Armadale in West Lothian? I tell you, I'm sad today, Scottie says fruit salad. Fruit salad, what's wrong? Why are you sad? We don't want you sad, fruit salad. We want you filled with joy. I tell you. West Lothian, Aaron, I've got you. Armadale in West Lothian, a fine part of the world. And you're not far from the Calders. And the ones who have the dropped bottoms, yes, G-Star, absolutely, you are correct. Yes, Hallam FM radio, fantastic. One of the country's top radio stations, I say to you. Hello, Scottie, how are you? I've not been on in a couple of weeks. Kyle, you haven't been on in a couple of weeks, and you mustn't leave it so long. Are you German? Ja, Holly, ja. Ich, Ausland. Yes, that's right. Yes, Deutsche. I say to you, are you German? What's your thoughts on what's going on in the Middle East? Very, very saddened, Scott. Very saddened at the Houthis. Very saddened at the fact they've gone in there. But I'll tell you something. Should we have hung on to Aden down in South Yemen there? We love Scottie. Thank you. How was your week? Wonderful week. Outstanding week. So there, I love this, guys. Dinky-Doo, says Rangers. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. We love it. The wee trolls doing the swanny. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie. It's Kareem.
Hi, Kareem. Dinky-Doo. Are you all right?
I'm well, thank you, Scottie. I've got you on the big screen watching you.
This is wonderful, yes. Now, what's happening with you? Tell me what's what.
Nothing much, Scottie. Just first week back at work, so just getting back into routine.
Right.
You know, the January feeling that everybody's actually feeling at the moment, you know.
Yeah, I know. You're always, it's a bit dark, isn't it, January?
Yeah.
I was thinking today, I thought, why am I so tired? And I thought, well, actually, I'm sort of half man, half bear. And I should really be hibernating, you know.
But, you know, I've noticed the last few days kind of getting a bit lighter. It was like, it didn't get dark till about 4:30, after 4:30 yesterday when I got out of work. And I thought, well, you know, that's great. That's spring around the corner.
Yes, yes. Well, it was a very mild day yesterday. I thought, this is a lovely day. But have you noticed in Scotland, it can change by the day and sometimes by the hour?
Yeah.
There's Sean Brannigan says, the famous Scott My Star.
The longer it's mild, the better, because the way I'm viewing it, obviously, for people with a heating bills, that it keeps it down a little bit, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can get anything off these bills at all, we need to look into that, I say to you.
A couple of things to quickly speak about,
Yes.
Scottie. I'll be getting back to my political self.
Yes.
There's a poll that just came out yesterday that they're all going on about, and I think it's 47% for no and 46% for yes. And a lot of these unionists are, I've told you this, that, the next thing. However, what they failed to disclose was it was run by a very British Conservative polling station. So you know what these things are like. That
Yes.
the sample groups could be fixed, or you know, it's not going to be completely 100% accurate. What concerns me the most, Scottie, and you know, I think that's healthy if it's 46 and 47, because that's what you want, a real good debate leading up to.
Oh yes, listen, if you want good government, you need a very strong opposition. And our opposition are not strong, and our government are certainly not strong. So you've got two weak setups in at the moment.
Yeah. Scottie, I think people suffer here in Scotland fish memory, and I've said before, I really believe there's so many people here sick because we're looking at the figures as well that Labour are going to have the largest amount of MPs in the history of the Parliament. And I understand that because England is desperate for change and because of what we've had with the Tories. But when you're looking, they've basically said nothing's going to change, austerity is going to continue, you know, and people are flocking over to Labour. But that's just like jumping off one sinking ship to another.
Absolutely,
you know,
from one shipwreck to another. No, you're absolutely right, Kareem. And it'll be very interesting to see. Kareem, I'm going to press on if you don't mind, because they're going bananas here, but it's lovely to hear you. They're probably going bananas because of the quality of your call.
Well, thanks, Scottie. Listen, have a great week. We'll speak next time.
And you, sir, Dinky-Doo. There we are. That's our wonderful Kareem there. Fantastic. Always a good call, guys. Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Any tips for life after 30? Yes, try and get another 70 years, and then we'll talk again. That's what I always say. What to do and what to avoid to be sorted. Well, guys, I'll tell you what I'm talking about tonight. Is that, you know, they're trying to get refugees away to Rwanda, and they're giving Rwanda a lot of money. I don't know if you've seen my videos on TikTok and YouTube. Well, I think what we should do is look at giving Scotland all that money and perhaps bringing your immigrants here, but obviously some serious vetting, and any crims, just dump them out again. Send them to Rwanda. I see the old Scott FM hours-long vids the other day on the way to Aberdeen. Some laugh, man. That's fantastic, Cammy. Yes, indeed. I've uploaded the Susie 2, guys. Now, people don't look at longer stuff. It's only 8 minutes, but people like 10 seconds and all that. So what I've done is I've given them a taster, and I've put in as the other videos. So you'll see it on YouTube and TikTok. Susie 2, 8 minutes. Best 8 minutes you'll spend in entertainment in your life. 2 billion sent to Ukraine today. You see, that 2 billion could have been sent to Scotland, you know? So I think all the money, any spare money that they're chucking out, send it to Scotland instead of spending, you know, 100 billion on whatever, send it to Scotland and we'll sort it out. I say to you, you're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Dinky-Doo? Hello? Who's that? Dinky-Doo? Hello? Hello? So that's obviously just some half-wit blowing his nose. So there we go. I think what we'll do is there, guys, we'll just ban that. There you go. Ban. Lifetime ban. Excellent. That's one. We don't want half-wits like that. You're live on Scottish Phone In, is that? Hello? There we go. And we'll just ban that one as well. That's that one gone. Excellent stuff. Right. Well done, I say to you. Now, good call as usual, Kareem. I tell you, just different colour rosettes, says John Donnelly. John, very good point. So there you go. The best show on the internet is KMCS Roulette Channel. Thank you so much. Hope you're all good, guys. Hello, Scotty. How are you? Dinky-Doo, we say to Kyle. David, I've been busy at hospital for John's illness. He collapsed in my house with seizures. He was on his own. He would have passed away. Oh, David, no. For goodness sake, you must look after John and yourself. Do you think a ban enables any conviction of power? A ban on what? How about pigs in blankets? Oh, yes. I had a few of these over the season, I can tell you. Jamie, thank you for my red roses. Guys, we've got a very small red rose goal there. If anybody's feeling flush, feel free to go for it, I say. Welcome, welcome, beautiful TikTokers. Now, what else have we got? Read Respect says, can we meet for a drink? I don't drink Read Respect. So there we go. Fantastic stuff. Get following as soon as you can. And if you're on the YouTube channel, please go straight to subscribe because we need every single sub. Yeah, I know it's a bit sad. You know, Scottie McClue has been around for 40 years this year in television and radio. And we've still got to say, please, can you subscribe? You know, I mean, it should be axiomatic and automatic. There we are. It's too flushed to drink, says Adrian. Too flushed to the face, Adrian. Followed you from day one on TikTok, Scotty. Keep it going, Dinky-Doo. Jamie, I thank you. How marvellous is that? Off to the phones. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, didn't hear it right. A wee bit slow off the mark, that one. Phone is back. So there you go. Hi, Scotty. Just popped in for 20 minutes. Going out soon. Great show. I tried today if there were any shows like yours, but no avail. Best show ever. Jerry, #1 van driver. Jerry, how lovely to hear from you. Have a lovely, lovely evening. Back to the telephones. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Hello, how you doing, Mr. Lamond?
How are you getting on? I tell you. So there we go. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Now then, what do we got here? Dinky-Doo. Wait till I sort this out. Oh, never a dull moment on here, I can tell you. Right, that's that. Now, Betsy's followed us. There we go. Follow us as soon as you can. Hi, Jordan, Dinky-Doo. Wonderful to hear you, sir. Thank you, Betsy. Lovely to have you with us, I say. And Dinky-Doo to all our beautiful TikTokers and YouTubers. So there we go. That's what it's all about. Good evening, Scotty, from the wonderful Thomas Stevenson. Thomas, lovely to have you with us. And a big Dinky-Doo, I say. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's what it's all about. Guys, I've uploaded the Susie call, perhaps one of the most famous pieces of audio in the Western world, probably the Eastern world as well. So have a look at it. It's just on the TikTok videos, 8 minutes of your life. Best 8 minutes of entertainment you'll ever hear, I can tell you. So there you go. Max has joined us, says hi. Hi, Max. So there we go. A member of my staff died, says Alison, on Thursday in her car. We're devastated. When will the heartache stop? Alison, I understand, but it will come to us all. I say to you, But the problem is, Alison, what do you say? There's nothing you can say because we can't bring them back. You've just got to have loved the fact that you knew them. That's what I say. Jerry says, what do you think of the new bridge getting built from Govan to Clyde Bank to take you out at Yoker Football Stadium and onto Dumbarton Road? Jerry, I think a bridge is a great idea. Are you talking about replacing the Renfrew ferry? I mean, that's an old one. Disco Pete, how lovely to see you guys. Disco Pete, so beautiful. Can I have some likes? Everybody get tap, tap, tappity, tap, tappity, tappity, tap. We've got 1,900 likes. How beautiful is that? Jerry, this is great news. This is the first I've heard of it. When I was younger, Jerry, I'd telling you the stories here, we used to go home to Ardrishaig in Argyll. Alison, thank you for your beautiful red roses. You are so kind. Alison's just sent me red roses into the Red Rose Go, guys. Is that not beautiful? Tap, tap, tappity, tap. 2,000 likes already. And get watching and have a look at the YouTube channel. The URL is up on the TikTok bio. So there we go. Good evening, everybody. I'd say to you, hi, Scottie. Steve, how good to have you with us, Steve. Brilliant. Welcome, welcome to Scottie McClue live streaming Saturday night, 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock. Yes, absolutely intriguing on here. We get the odd idiot phoning, but we also get some very, very brilliant calls as well. There we go. You look very greeny, Scottie. I think it's just being on the earth for a long time and maybe eating a lot of green. You're live on Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
Dinky-Doo, Scottie, Tom here.
Tom, how lovely to have you with us, lad. Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, I'm just after joining the live stream there now.
How wonderful. It's a great show tonight, Tom. I'm just absolutely, I don't know, just enthralled by the wonderment of people.
I'll drop you a wee gift later on, Scottie.
No, don't you go to any bother, Tom. Your gift is just you being you.
Well, Scottie, you deserve it anyway.
You know?
Get the show going well. Scottie, I was having a problem with one of my technological devices there throughout the week.
Right.
And I had to phone the company, the manufacturer of the device.
Right. No names, no pectoral, of course.
No names, nope. And the girl got through to me and she says, hello there, this is, I can't remember her name, this is whoever from Glasgow.
Yes.
And I says to her, well, you're from Glasgow. Have you ever heard of the famous SCOTTIE McCLUE? And I'll tell you, she had nothing but good things to say about you, Scottie.
Oh, wow. She knew, she'd heard.
She says, every weekend on the way home from work, I'd stick on the Nation radio and have a listen to him.
Wow, isn't that lovely? Great station, Nation Radio, of course.
Such a nice woman she was.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. It really is fantastic.
I thought to myself, Glasgow, she can't not know Scottie McCLUE.
Oh, well, you never know. But I'm amazed at the people that know in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, surely.
And can I say how wonderful it was to hear your grandfather last week, Sean? And we popped up the videos. So the video's there, Tom.
Oh, did you?
Yes, the video's up there. And what are you talking about? Castle Archdale and what was the loch again?
Loch Earn.
Loch Earn, yes, and the flying boats and him remembering them when he was tiny.
He used to do a bit of fishing in County Cavan in a town called Belturbet.
Ah, yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah. He used to fish over the bridge there, the bridge that was a stream from Loch Earn.
I need to come and explore Northern Ireland.
Oh yeah.
I know the south. I know the south very well, but I need to explore the north. As I say, I didn't get into Belfast because we went to the Giant's Causeway and then got the ferry from Ballycastle.
Mm-hmm. And did you get the ferry did you fly over or did you get the ferry over?
No, we got the ferry over. I'll tell you, I was living in Manchester at the time and we drove to Liverpool and we got the cat, the big catamaran. But it was June and I felt very unwell on it. And my girlfriend was saying, could we have some water, please, here? They had to close the duty free because she was pitching so badly going out the Mersey. And then you talk to all the smarty pants people, and you tell them that story. They go, "Oh yeah, it's quite a tough crossing, that."
And tell me, Scotty,
we went into Dunleary, you see,
right?
and then went into Dunleary, and then drove into Dublin and got an hotel, and then we toured all of the south down to the Ring of Kerry, Killarney, and then came up Galway, Connemara. You know, the whole thing, and then right up to we had supper in Derry or London Derry, depending on your point of view, and still the Watchtower was still there. The Watchtower was still there, and we came up. We crossed the Foyle, along the side of the Foyle, crossed the Foyle, went up the hill, and then drove up through the north. Very, very interesting. Notices out in some of the villages. Orangemen march in shame. All that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So there we go. You know all this yourself. You know. I mean,
oh yeah, you have to.
You have to. I mean, I can't tell you a thing about it, but it was beautiful little towns and villages. And then
how long did you stay for?
It toured the whole of the island in the week.
The week.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right round.
And how many times have you been? Just once?
Just the once. But I studied and studied and studied both the north and the south, reading and reading and reading, so that I can answer questions. When people go, what do you know about it? I'll say, well, I'll tell you what I know about it. And they go, oh, I didn't know that.
How long ago would that have been?
1998.
98?
Yeah.
98 was a nice time to be around, I'd say.
I think it was 98. It was absolutely lovely. And as I say, the punt was still in. And they were very clever because they used to give you, could I just give you 1 for 1? Is that okay? And of course, you knew they were doing quite well out of that.
Well, yeah, certainly. I mean, Belfast, the city, it's changed, like, you know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the city that my grandfather would remember, you know.
Well, I told the wee story about Harland and Wolff, you know.
Aye.
Yeah, because that's an interesting one. The Greenock, I called it a factory, but obviously it's a shipyard.
Yeah.
But as a wee boy, I remember red brick, Tom, and the brick sideways making up the name Harland and Wolff. And they only built one ship.
Last time I was in Scotland would have been about 2019. So what's that, 5 years ago?
Yep. 5 years this year. There you go. Time flies in, Tom.
I went to Edinburgh for about 4 or 5 days.
Nice time.
Yeah, it was nice. Edinburgh Castle and all that, but we're called into Glasgow, you know.
Wonderful. Well, I was hoping at one time to come over and work at UTV, Ulster Television.
Yeah, that would have been good.
I did some work with UTV on the radio division, so that was rather good. But I would have loved to come over to UTV and done a bit of chat over there for a while.
I actually had a wee look at the Glasgow BBC offices. I'm sure you've been in there a good couple of times.
Oh, many a time. Pacific Quay. Well, these are the new ones, Tom. The other ones used to be out the West End. Great big building out the West End. And when the BBC started, they had in Scotland, they had Glasgow, Edinburgh, Dundee, and Aberdeen stations.
Right.
Yep, absolutely. And then they went into local radio. I don't know if it's still there. So you had Radio Highland in Inverness and BBC Alba. You've got Alba Television, and you had Radio Nangale, Radio Nanyalen, the islands. So the Gaelic service, and then the islands. And then also, what else did we have? You had a station in the Borders. I'm just trying to think where it was. Selkirk, I think, was the station in the Borders. And you had one in Dumfries.
Right.
You know, and you had Aberdeen, BBC Aberdeen. What's that?
Would they be still going?
I think there's local radio cuts, so I'm not au fait with the latest situation. But we have what's called BBC Radio Scotland. I've been on it for a week, replacing their main presenter. And it's in the Glasgow as well, along with the television service. So your BBC Radio and BBC Television. And I auditioned. You'll see the cassette up, where the sample up. I auditioned to read the news in 1983. But I didn't end up doing it for whatever reason, because I would now be just retiring from that.
Yeah, and tell us, is there still any talk about you getting back on the waves?
I haven't for a while. The world's changing, as you know, by the day. You've probably seen there's been a huge upheaval in Poland, and there's a lot of trouble in Germany, and there's trouble in Spain, and what have you. And they were looking at me to do some stuff for Europe, you see. But it's changing at such a rate, and you don't want to find yourself isolated in a danger zone, you know.
Yeah. But whoever's got McClue's got the market.
Whoever's got McClue's got the market. I'm going to put up another thing today where we exceed all the targets in terms of demographics. So I meant to pop that up, but it's just getting the time. Do you know what I mean? You end up spending a bit of time uploading everything. You know, you think, oh, that could go up and that could go up, you know. And I mean, I work full time, you know what I mean? So it's just getting a few moments at night, if you're not too shattered, to think I'd better upload some stuff for the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's
well, I had a great chat with that woman from Glasgow.
Oh, that's lovely.
A great chat about yourself, you know. Only good things.
Well, it means I'm genuine, Tom, you know. It means they've heard of me.
The thing I like is you just say it as it is, and that's the way to keep it.
Well, you've got to, Tom. I mean, there's no other way. There's so many whoppers being told and so many fibs around and all that stuff, and I don't know why. I know some of them are designed and some of them are meant to mislead the people, but, you know, you do need to have to tell the truth, and then you'd have a much, much better setup.
Yeah.
I remember a guy saying to me in 2002, we were lying on the beach at Crete talking, and we just got chatting, and he went, well, if you knew everything that was going on, I think you'd be very disappointed. He was very, very senior and very much in the know. And he said, if you knew everything that was going on, I think you'd be very disappointed.
Not wrong. I'm with the grandfather tonight, Scottie.
Right, I'd better let you go. Say hello to him for us, please.
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute. Scottie McClue says hello, Sean.
Hello.
Hello, Sean. Lovely to hear you, sir.
All right, thank you.
How lovely to hear you. Listen, Tom will find our wee chat last week. I made a little video of it, and Tom will have it for you, and it's lovely.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And you're sounding great. We loved hearing you.
Pardon?
We loved hearing you. You're sounding great.
That's good.
Wonderful. And thank you for your input. It was great.
Yeah.
You were talking about the flying boats?
We were talking about the flying boats
on
Loch
Erin. Yes, absolutely. And you remembered that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, in a skillet.
Aha. What I love about this show, Sean, you can ask a question and there's an expert at the end of a phone.
You're right.
I love it.
Right.
And there's an expert at the end of a phone right now, and it's not me.
Have a nice weekend, Scottie.
Bless you, Sean. All the best. Night, night. God bless.
All the best. God bless.
All the best, sir. What a fine fella. There we are. And Tom, great call, of course. There's Tom, nice guy. Hello from Glasgow. Hello, David DINKY-DOO. Lol, I meant grainy as in the camera, says F document. Ah, he said I looked very grainy. And I thought it's because I'd been eating so much grain. Jerry, I'm having a wee dram before going out. A wee Glenlivet. Oh, bit of advertising. So nice. Catch you later, Scottie. #1 show. #1 van driver. Jerry, have a lovely evening. 24/7, 365 days a year. Lol, Scottie, stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Bye, everyone. That's Jerry saying ta-ta. Oh, talking of sticking out your tongue, does anyone know if you've had some cayenne pepper, which is lovely, can you burn your tongue a bit? My tongue felt as if He did it a burn, and I can't remember drinking anything too hot. Bye, Susan. Chat soon. Dinky-Doo, Jerry. Hi, Scottie. I hope you're well. Neil O'Gormley. How lovely to have you with us. Dinky-Doo. Neil is down in Bournemouth. Neil, I hope you're keeping well. Dinky-Doo, a fine call as always, Scottie. Tom Phillips, always a fine call. And so nice that you're there with Sean. Great to hear him as well, I say to you. As I say, what's wonderful about this phone-in, you can ask an important question. So, guys, would you like all the immigrants to come to Scotland and we get the money and we vet them? I ask you. Give us a call as soon as you possibly can. Get following, please. We need a lot of followers on the TikTok, and we need subscribers. Now, if you're on the YouTube channel right now, please go down to the bottom left of the picture. This is for the YouTubers, and give us a thumbs up. Click on the little thumbs up. It lets me know you're watching. It's wonderful stuff, I'd say. I'm just having a quick comfort break here. A comfort break. I once worked with a lady who was the lovable lassie of the big switchboard. So we thought we'd better have good manners and politeness. So instead of saying we were going to the lavatory, we would say we're just going to have a quick comfort break. Cheers, everybody. What do you think that is? And no funny cracks, please. What is McClue drinking tonight? Hi, Scottie. You're live at Scottie's phone-in. Who's that?
It's David. How do you feel, son?
David's son, how are you? Are you Dinky-Doo?
I'm Dinky-Doo still. I'm a tiger.
You are. You're a tiger. And you've had a tough time with poor old John.
Yeah, just as well. But listen, it's not about that. You know what I mean? It's just like things happen.
Things do, David. Nobody knows better than you. Things happen.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
and you've got to deal with it when it happens.
I mean, he was fading away, but anyway, he's in hospital. He's the best place.
Right. Oh, no, they're there and they'll get him. He might even be a wee bit dehydrated, Davy.
He's a mess. He can't even walk. He had 2 seizures, one at 5:10 on Thursday night, and one at 6:10 on same night. And his eyes were popping at his head.
Now, is this what you call grand mal?
Explain that at Scottie.
Grand mal. So when he's taking a seizure, it's like an epileptic fit.
Oh yes. Oh,
yes.
It's horrible to see. Oh,
awful.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's awful to see. And of course, you have to be very careful not to put your finger in his mouth to try and keep his mouth open. You know.
Well, I was scared because he'd got his tongue.
Yes.
So I had to actually try and open his mouth, but it was foaming. And just as well, there his false teeth in. His teeth were in the kitchen.
Oh my
goodness.
He
was choked on his, and his eyes were bought. He's like,
yeah.
So
you're a great man, though, Davy, because that's a tough gig.
I said, stay with me. I'm on the 4999. Stay with me, please stay with me.
Yes.
He was fading away.
And did they come in? Did they give him an anti-convulsant? Did they inject him with something?
They came in with big pipes on their back.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? And his mask and all that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Etc. And but at that same point, you're still on the floor, and they said, "Hello, Johnny." He's going, "Oh." That was two seizures on the Thursday.
Right.
2 seizures before this.
And tell me, Davey, have you seen this quite a lot?
I always seen. Well, weeks ago he was starting to jabber, talking. He was jabbering away, and I went, John. Do you know who you are? Do you know who I am? There was also a bus crash on Thursday morning in Jameson Road. A big bus crash.
Right.
And the ambulance man said to me, David, we've seen that crash.
Yeah.
That's strange because they came to get him that night. He comes to my house.
Yes.
But I said, you're on that bus. He just said there's two passengers on the bus and the bus driver, but you said you weren't on that bus. I don't know. And then he walked along Great Western Road, up to Drumchapel Retail Park to mine Tringley Bay and Icewood.
So he's able to walk normally when he's okay. He's able to get about.
But he said to me when he seen the bus crash, he went downhill. Apparently.
Yeah, maybe. Well, no, maybe the trauma of it, David. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
You know?
And I said, when you're on that bus. If he was on that bus, surely the driver would say, stay here till the ambulance is coming. But maybe John didn't listen to people.
No, well, this is it. But anyway, you know, the best thing we used to listen to you, I tell you. But, you know, you can't tell people, Davey. You know, I had a friend, sadly he's passed away now. He was quite a young man. He was only about 57. He was very, very wise. And one of his big sayings to me was, they will not take a telling.
They don't take a telling.
And that's a Glasgow thing, I think. I gave him a good telling off, you know?
Scottie, I'm getting a bit of respite. I'm right, a bit of respite.
Yes, you know, and you were needing a wee break as well, because you were flying round the ceiling with it all as well, I could tell.
Oh, it was mental, son. I was screaming on 999 calls.
Yeah.
They're saying, is the patient breathing? I was going to say, no, he died 2 weeks ago. You know,
I know, but you've got to, because they're doing their best, you know.
I know, do you know what I mean? And I mean, get the ambulance out here now to keep it in 7 minutes.
I had to phone them when I had terrible hiccups. They said the best thing to cure that's a fright. So I had a look at my latest gas bill.
Aye. Scottie, my friend next door teacher had hiccups for 3 days away back 3 weeks ago, and we went on Amazon company. I've got a hiccup machine.
Oh wow! No, I just need a wee fright, so a quick swatch in the mirror sorts it out.
We've tried that. We've tried. That's what I'm saying.
The doctor said I've not to get a shock at my age, so I've taken the mirrors out the house.
Brilliant, my friend.
I tell you, my dear boy. And apart from all that, though, are you all right?
Yes, Scottie, I'm a strong tiger.
You are. Oh, you're a great guy. You're a great guy. No, you're very, very good. And I saw you were annoyed at me last night for suggesting we took the refugees. I nearly said referees.
I'm glad you brought it up, Scottie. Right? No, send them back, Scottie.
Well, no, but you see, I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Go on. No, they can hear me anytime. We want to hear you.
Right, so you're saying send them to Rwanda, but keep them into their countries, Scottie. They're going to slaughter us soon. That's my opinion.
You think so?
The Parliament, Keir Starmer. Yeah. I'm speaking to people all the time, Scottie. The world's changed.
Listen, it's changing all the time. There's trouble in Poland, trouble in Germany, trouble in Holland, trouble in Spain.
Yes.
You know, so we're back to where we are now. The problem with politicians, they never read their history books. They will not take a telling.
They don't give a damn about you and me.
No, of course they don't. Of course they don't. They're only looking for a few quid for themselves. But wait till I tell you this, sir. I tell you, right? The thing is, the same thing happened when we had the rise of Hitler, the rise of Franco. We had trouble in France at the time.
There you go.
Oh, yes, it's the same signs. And of course, we gave up Aden. You see, the British had control of the bottom of the Red Sea there. They had control of it because they had Aden. And they sent in the Scottish Argylls right at the very end who sorted it out and managed to get peace in Aden. And they lost a lot of poor Scottish fine men during it, and they were commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Colin Mitchell, and they called him Mad Mitchell. When I was a wee boy, we watched Aden every night on the telly. They slaughtered some of the Argylls on my 11th birthday.
Terrible.
Terrible,
I
and
mean,
all that.
Scott-
And Mitch then brought in what was called Argyle law. And he used to say
Yeah.
to the Yemenis, you do not speed in my town. And he
Oh,
had
wow.
the Argyle vehicles could go anywhere. And he said, if anyone harms my men, we'll kill them.
Well, now, talking about things, right now, Biden is shooting at, Biden's people shooting at ships to sea because the other ships that correct.
I saw that where you see we had control of the Suez Canal. It was British, but it got nationalized. President Nasser marched in 1956 and took the Suez Canal away from Britain, and they went to fight him. And that was why Anthony Eden lost his job as Foreign Secretary, because the Americans wouldn't back us.
Oh, so Scottie, I'll take you back. It's not about me or you. So what about this? Okay, it's fiction Braveheart. This is like years ago. This is what's going down. Is that my take or no?
Well, yes. I mean, I wouldn't like to give you a yes or no because I don't work in these circles.
You're the eye.
You know, I'm always wary of when it's a serious subject. If we're just having fun, that's a different thing. But when it's a serious subject, I'm always wary of speculation.
Scottie, we're doomed, son.
You think so? You think we're going to get clobbered? Well, here's what I was thinking. Instead of giving all that money away to Rwanda, because they're giving billions to Rwanda, give it to Scotland, because Scotland yes, give it to us, but we'll take the people as well, as long as we vet them.
They're giving to Zelensky. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, they're giving all that money away, you see, but they should be giving it to Scotland to rebuild the damage Margaret Thatcher caused.
Yeah, as we know. But so if she was still in Parliament, I know she's passed away.
Yeah.
No, people said in old days, see her. But she wouldn't be having this.
She wouldn't be having this because she would be talking to Donald Trump on the phone. Donald Trump would be in, and she would be talking to him, and he'd going, hey, Margaret, and all this stuff. And he said, well, here's what we'll do for you. And they would probably sort it out in days. And all that nonsense would stop. But this lot are out of control of it. Just whatever you think. You know?
So Margaret Thatcher, if she's in spirit, right in spirit, she was speaking to that Russia. She would go, see you're a Tory. I was a Tory. What are you playing at?
Yeah, there's all that. But you see, the Tories have always caused a lot of damage for ordinary people. 1965, they wrecked the rail network. Now, the rail network with Dr. Beeching, right? Dr. Beeching. Now, the problem there, he said, these branch lines aren't profitable, so we're going to cut them. Now, Davey, you could only walk, you only in Scotland, when I was a wee boy, you only had to walk a few yards and you could get a train. Yards, right? So say you were in, I'll give you a wee example, right? Say you were in Maryhill Road, okay? You would turn down at the barracks and go down to where the supermarket is, you know, at Tesco's.
Yes.
That was Maryhill Central Station. You got a train on that, right? You got a train. They shut it. They shut it the day thousands of people moved into the old barracks.
Oh, the old barracks, yeah.
Right, so you had that. So you had that. Now then, you got on your train at Maryhill Central. You went a few yards up the road. You got to Kirklee. You know the lights on Great Western Road.
Yes,
Kirklee Station was in there.
Yes, Kirklee Station.
And then I'll tell you where else you went, Davey. You'll love this. You know Botanic Gardens at the corner of Great Western Road and Queen Margaret Drive?
Of course.
Right.
I love it. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. See that wee lodge at the gate, yeah? Just behind that was the station. Yes?
Right. Oh,
right. And if you go into the bushes, when you get into the park via that gate, you'll see bushes to your left. If you look in these bushes, you'll see the platform.
See, right, I'm going to go and try and get that.
There's a wee railing, and you look over and you can see the low-level platform.
I'm going to go there tomorrow.
You know?
I've got a car to get to the hospital.
So there you are. So and it's well worth a look. And then your next one was Kirklee, and then after Kirklee, your next one was Kelvinside, which is where the restaurant is, along just near to Gart Naval Hospital.
Oh, I've got the hospital. I've been in there many times years ago. I told you before the pneumonia.
Right. Well, you know where the pond is.
Aye,
you know the pond. The pond. Right. Well, there's Kelvinside Station. It's now a restaurant, and it's their lovely old building, and that was Kelvinside. Yeah. And then you had Anniesland, you had Jordan Hill, you'd out at Knightswood, the whole lot.
Aye, wow. I was trying to get the doctor to transfer John to Gart Naval today, but unfortunately they said he's not fit to actually travel anywhere in an ambulance right now. So
Right. He must be needing a lot of rest. They'll maybe need to rehydrate him, Davy, and see what condition he's in.
He's on drips. He's on all sorts of things.
They'll need to do that.
They took him off his drug.
Yes.
So he's maybe got street volume. They took one real volume because he was buying street drugs.
And they'll need to. I know it's all the rest of it. It's difficult to get because. No, go on, Davy. Go on.
The nice guy on YouTube said earlier on, he's like me. He said, get rid of the Tories and get rid of Labour.
He's actually written. I just saw it there. Hang on a wee second. Don't you dash off.
It's on YouTube.
Don't you dash off. Stay there. Till I see what you're saying. Yes, I did see it. Get rid of them. Get rid of the whole lot of there. It's time to get there he is, Steve. It's time to get Labour and Tories out of Parliament for good once and for all.
Yes.
There you are. Tell me, what do you think? What do you think of the party? They're wanting now Nigel Farage, and he talks a lot of sense as well.
He does, but do you know he was in the jungle? Do you know the jungle?
Yes, the jungle. That's right. Yes, were you following him in the jungle?
I watch the jungle every year. So Nigel Farage, apart from trying to get him on his news, his news is on YouTube, but not real TV. You're trying to get him.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. All that stuff. We'll see how things, because I suspect. I know we can't talk about it on here, but I suspect you've got a very good knowledge of what's going on. No, but you've got a very good knowledge of what's going on. Well, no, we can't because they just shut us down, Davey. You know what I mean?
That's what I said on YouTube to that guy. They're just trying to speak to on YouTube. I mean, they're trying to silence me. I will not be bloody silenced.
No, you're somebody. There's somebody. There's Pablo is sending me red roses. Pablo, thank you for your red roses.
I'll tell him to phone on YouTube. I'll let you go.
Listen,
Pablo,
you take great care of yourself and DINky-DOO.
I'm fine, friend. I love you. DINky-DOO.
I send you straight DINky-DOO, Lala.
Bye.
Bye. There's your Davy. What a character. I tell you. Now then, what do we got here? Tom Phillips, thank you so much. Tom's just given me £2 by tapping the dollar bill. He's tapped the dollar bill at the bottom left of the super chat. Who's this? You're live in Scottish Fun, and who's that?
All right, Scotty, Pablo, DINky-DOO.
Pablo, he was just talking about you. Is that you spending all your pennies on me?
Oh, no. I've got a little purse there that sometimes I open up, and when the missus comes, I keep it closed. But it's called the SCOTTIE McCLUE purse.
And listen, thank you for all your kindness. Are you still doing that right now as you're talking to me?
No, Scotty. I think the credit card's been snapped in half with the scissors. I'm only joking.
Now, how are you?
I'm not too bad. I've caught little bits on this last show about migration, and I don't know which way you're coming across.
Right? I know it's difficult. See, when you're not actually on a live radio show every night, and you can flit about because people know what's what. I've just got to say thank you to you, Pablo, for your kindness, but also a big thank you. We've had Disco Pete has sent 30 lightning bolts. You know, and there's Manky Frankie says, hello, Scottie, bad way with a broken wrist. Manky Frankie, we send you love. There we are. And we've got all these beautiful people on here. Incredible stuff. Up the Larn. I'm getting shouted, up the Larn. So there you are. Larn in Northern Ireland. Now, Pablo, I'll tell you where I'm coming from, and then you tell me what you think, right?
Okay,
I was looking at all this money being given to foreign countries. And they used to dress it up as foreign aid and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they're taking your money, my money, and just giving it away to suit themselves. They're not clearing it with anybody, all that. So that's out of control now. Anyway, I thought to myself, rather than giving that money away, why not give it to Scotland and rebuild the Scottish economy? Now, here's where I'm coming from. Scottish history, very briefly, we were depopulated, from about 1700. Scotland's been depopulating. So let's just say that's well over 300 years of depopulation. So there's only Scotland's about the same size as England, but there's 50, 60 million people in England. There's 5 million people in Scotland, right?
Wow.
5 million. So that's a ridiculous situation. Now, Thatcher, the milk snatcher, had no time for the Scots because she realised how powerful they were. So she clobbered us and sold off our factories cheap. One, I think, again, there was the corruption was going on. We're selling it cheap to Tory pals, you know what I mean? So all the industry disappeared, the jobs went, blah, 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 and Scotland was left in the lurch. Now, Scotland has rebuilt itself, the gift that keeps on giving, and we give 75 billion a year to the Westminster government. So we wanted independence so we can spend that money on ourselves. But we're not neglecting poor old England. What we're also saying is, look, once we get back on our feet, we've got everything up here. We've got food, whiskey, water, land, playground, anything you're needing, Scotland can supply it. We've got renewable energy, we've got wind power, we've got wave power, we've got oil, we've got gas, we've got coal, we've got peat. You know, we should have no shortage of anything at all. So it's the way it's all set up to get people's pals a few quid from you and I,
Yeah, would you know,
so that's so I thought, right, give Scotland that money and repopulate Scotland. But we'll vet everybody, so we're not bringing in the criminals and the murderers and the rapists. We're bringing in the doctors and the nurses and the technicians. Are you with me?
Yeah, well, I'm with you now, because what I was going to say is, you just told me that there's 5 million people in Scotland.
Yeah.
Now, don't you think for 1 minute migration would be good for Scotland
in
repopulating it? Because I've seen a very similar story. There's an island in Italy, I think it's either borderline Italy and Sicily, and it's got the smallest population for an island. And they were actually saying to people, if you move to this country, this island, we'll give you a house, we'll give you a job, we'll give you money, just come to the country to keep it populated. Now, I'm not saying Scotland's like that, but I just wanted to touch on...
no, but we could do, we've got room for expansion. So we could go big on construction. I mean, old Scottish council houses from the First World War are still going. They're outstanding. Double-skinned brick, up to 4 in a block to 3 bedroom, you know?
Yeah, but Scotty, I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true, but they said you're more likely to die younger living in Scotland because of air pollution and things like that. Is that not another reason?
There is air pollution, but then a lot of the air pollution, some of it's manufactured, if you know what I mean. So we can do without that. And also, you know, the drinking and the drugs and all the rest of it, these are a result of a very depressed society. Once you say, look, you need to stop your drugs and your drinking because you're going to get a job now and you're going to be well paid.
Well, that's what I was going to touch on, Scott. You remember the Manchester riots, don't you?
Yes, and
Yeah,
I
the
taught
actual
in
Manchester-
Liverpool during the Toxteth riots in 1980.
Right. Yeah, and they got broadcasters come right near where I live, and they spoke to a guy, and they asked him, why did you trash your own town, your shopping centres? And he came out with the most ridiculous reasoning. He says, because they're taking all our jobs. So the news reporter said, what jobs? He said, all these Polish, they're taking the warehouse jobs. Scotty, these jobs were there from the word go. I'm not calling English people at all because they're hard working, but I'm saying there's jobs that English people do not want to fulfill.
Absolutely, they weren't the job. They couldn't fill it. That's why they were taking people in from abroad. And the Poles came over, did very well, but then thought, do you know what? This place isn't really all that hot. I think we'll just go back home.
I think where they were struggling, the Poles, Scotty, is when they came over with that minimum wage, it was enough to survive. But then when the prices started going up, they said, 1 minute, we can't even bloody survive on this wage. We're best off going back.
It's very difficult to create a happy setup in this country. If you look at people in the 1950s in some of these old colour films, you see them with a spring in their step.
Yeah.
And you see all the old Ford Prefects and Anglias and what was the third one for that? There was the Prefect, the Anglia, and the yes, you do, the Popular Ford Pop, the wee square Ford Pops, and the wee sit up and begs, and the Morris 8s and all these things dotting about, Morris Minors. People happy with a spring of the step, people well dressed. Okay, they weren't you know, wealthy in terms of stuff, but they borrowed twice their salary to buy a house. So they maybe paid $1,000 for a house.
And they got by, I think there's just too many distractions now.
Yeah, they got by, and they brought up their kids. They had some had 2 kids, some had 12 kids, all the rest of it, but they brought up their kids. The kids played out. The kids didn't take much money. The kids didn't demand money. They didn't demand phones and all that sort of stuff. So it was a much happier society. They still had plenty to moan about, but they could afford a couple of pints in the local on a Friday night, you know, and 10 Woodies or whatever was on the go at the time. And, you know, the chat was good. They were getting by. The miners got by. They had their snap tins. They had their camaraderie, their chat, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Did a wonderful, wonderful job for us. The steel workers, the whole flaming lot of them, Pablo. And
well, the thing is, Scotty, they could live within their means. We don't know how to live within our means.
No.
The lifestyle, whether it's, listen, there's many not niches, there's many vices. I say to people, they might look at a gambler and say, oh, I don't know why he's doing that. But then you look at the person who's going out every week, and the gambler might look at that person and say, I can't be doing that. Then you might look at the person who spends all the money on clothes. There's too many vices, Scott. It used to be drinking, smoking, and maybe having a bet on the Grand National.
Well, do you know what that generation did when they got a credit card? Can I tell you? They cut it up. They cut it up. They got it in through the post and said, what was that? It went, one of these credit things. And they went, you can get money with that. They went, don't be ridiculous. And cut it up.
My dad used to do it, Scotty. My dad's, I think, 78, maybe 79. And he used to say, I got him, I didn't register once, and he come through the post when I looked at my mum and dad. I said to my dad, what's that? He said, you best just chopping that in half.
Chopping that in half. Go on.
You don't know how to, what's the word, Scotty? You don't know how to use people don't know how to use a credit card. If you use it wisely to pay off, say, your petrol, your electric, and then you go the next month, you're okay. But when you're using it, say, let's get a cheeky tenth away, then you just run debt.
You're just into problems. A friend of mine once said, he said, Scotty, think of anything you're wanting at all, and I'll introduce you to my father, and he'll show you how to do without it. Listen, I'm going to have to say goodbye to the TikTokers. TikTokers, we love you so much. Dinky-Doo. There we are. They've had to go because they only get exactly on the hour. You know, you can't download it, you know, all that stuff. Pablo, we're going to have to push off because we're out of time, but don't think I don't love you.
I know that. Dinky-Doo, Scotty.
Dinky-Doo, all the best.
See you in a bit, mate.
Quality chat. Ta-ra. Thank you. There we are. That's our Pablo. Guys, we are out of time. What a beautiful, beautiful show tonight. What can I say about you people? You're just outstanding. And Dinky-Doo. Absolutely. Scottie McClue saying Dinky-Doo to every single one of you. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Bye-bye. There we go. Love you people. Right. Last chance. Are you ready? Bye-bye. One more. Bye-bye.